Welcome back. Do you remember me? If you've been unsubscribed, subscribe, because everyone says that on YouTube that you've been unsubscribed. You've been missing all my videos for the last month. I haven't done any videos over the last month. If you think you've missed some, I need to take this hat off in a minute. I don't want to get this damaged. Yeah. Where to start? Just family stuff. Family comes first, but we managed to get down here for a couple of hours. All I want to do now is try and see if we can get the Scamp running again, at least get it started. Brought the jump pack down, and we'll just go from there. We need to get some of these cars running. I've got the camper van that I started up the other day. We've got the Swift behind us down here now. We've got Frank in there, we've got Lemmy. But 1st of January, things may change. They may not as well. But before the dark goes, because I've got no power for some reason as well, because it's got flooded down here. But all good. Anyone that's new to this channel, this is a Mark III Scamp. It's a mini base kit car. This, in fact, one, if you haven't seen the videos, is we built this. Me and my dad built this. He did most of it. Early 90s, 92, 93, I think we looked at the video camera footage. And then we sold it before we completely finished it, sadly. One thing or another. Surprise, surprise. But I was able to buy it back. So, and let's see if I can get it started. We'll flip the old bonnet up. Things are looking rosy under here. God knows if the battery's any good. And yeah, I've got the jump pack. I need to find where I'll put the keys. Literally, I've been down here for 5 weeks. Everything is up against it. I can't even find the keys for it. Oh! Can't find the keys. Where'd I put them? I found them. Say that. Okay, turn. So we need to connect the steering column back up. Where's it? Oh, come on. Oh, let's put this on time lapse. Alright, signs of life, but not much of life, maybe. These older, I think the inertia starter motors are a bit of a pain when they're a bit, well, all starter motors are a bit, well, the starter motors aren't a pain when the battery's flat. The battery's flat. So let's go get the jump pack. Got ourselves the old JS2000 topped on jump pack. I rate their stuff quite well. It's reasonably priced and works most of the time. Let's turn that around. Rest the jump pack down there. So, well, let's give it a go, see if that makes it. I haven't got much charge, but that is my fault. Press the override button for the fun of it. Hey! Oh, the choke cable's come right out. Do the choke manually because the choke wires just come right out. Nah. Alright. Seem to have good sparks. Just trying to chuck a bit of fuel in because I think the choke's not brilliant on it. Oh. completely run out of fuel and someone's drained it off me. Oh, let's plug the fourth plug wire back in and give it a bit more fuel. Yeah, definitely don't help the choke not working. Sometimes it spins over fast and sometimes it... I'm trying to make a video. Honestly, I am trying to make a video. I was supposed to have saved the seller for once it started, but it hasn't started. But I did start the Swift up, but I didn't film that, because that's going to be in a separate video at some point. Don't know what I'm even doing with that still. Well, I've got some ideas. Let's just say rip speed. Anyway, my jump pack's going flat because I haven't charged it for ages. No offence to the jump pack itself. Things don't work when they're flat. And all my other batteries are flat as well. I've got the Sophia here. I've only got one jump cable, which is handy. Connect the negative up. This ain't gonna make a video, is it, Madison? No. Okay, it's after Christmas now. We're back down here. Camper door just fell off. That's a good start to the day. It's cold, it's nearly wet. And yeah, maybe got a charge battery for this. We'll see if we can get some electricity sorted. It's just gonna be one of those days now, just to see if we can persevere. Whoa, come inside. It's actually a bit warmer in here. And less windy, so hopefully slightly less noise. Sorry about the lighting as well, but this video is just, I don't know if I've already done it over a couple of days already, but it's been like months, this video. Just I'll talk about stuff another time. Anyway, we've got a new choke cable because that was a bit of a pain in the arse. It wasn't working very well, and it doesn't help on the older engines if you can't get the choke working properly on the old A series, because yeah, it needs a choke to start. It's a manual choke. Modern cars don't have this. It's all electronic. But when you're trying to do things with two hands, trying to hold a choke open, and anyway, so I'm going to stick it on time lapse and go try and fit this. Yeah, so come join me in the mud for a little bit. Okay, got this panel off. It's the standard mini switch panel, held on by a bolt one side, and then the choke cable was holding the other. The heater was being hung off the choke cable, which mostly didn't help because that was all bent as well. So we won't put that back like it was. Now I'm just wondering whether to put the choke cable back. I'm sure these switches and stuff have got to come off at some point. They all look a bit nasty. Or do I just put the choke cable on there and leave this hanging down for now? I think I'll put it back, because if I leave it hanging down, it's just going to stay hanging down for a while. And then, yeah. Alright, new choke cable in, hopefully. Okay, I noticed that it was just going through the bulkhead, aluminium bulkhead, with no grommet. And because we're a professional, I found an old grommet. I couldn't find my new ones, but then old ones are better than new ones anyway sometimes, because older rubbers last longer. So anyway, fits on there quite nice. I just need to find a drill now and try and drill that hole out bigger enough to pop that in, and then we can feed it through. Plane coming over. Anyway, we can't stop. We're busy. Got the grommet in finally. Drilled out the hole. nipped up the other end, so we just need to connect this back up to a little widget thingy that goes through there, and then I've got another throttle cable as well, but that works for now. We'll worry about that another day. We need to just get this thing running again, so we can then change the radiator and check to see if that's really it. Otherwise, that was a problem before, leaking radiator where we got to, and if that still doesn't leak but it still don't run nice and we get compression problems, head gasket's got to come off. But for now, that's where we are. Okay, choke cable connected up after half an hour. Open, locked, locked, close. You can also see it just tweaks the throttle a bit as well, because that's what it's supposed to do. It adds more fuel and gives it a little bit slightly higher revs. Not quite sure why this one's looking so manky. Why about that? In a bit, let's see if we can put a battery on it and see where we go. No signs of life yet. Finally, a little bit of success. Yeah, just needed the boost pack on there, then it just sparked into life. So maybe it needs a new coil, and the battery's not brilliant. So I think maybe new spark plugs as well, just to give it a nice. I think the sparks are quite low. Anyway, choke seemed to work good for the moment. Nothing to do with shortening. It's obviously designed for a mini setup, which is maybe distances to where it's been mounted is slightly different. Anyway, that's all good. So it's cold, but let's try and take the radiator out, which I think is going to be a bit easier than a normal Mini because we've got so much space around here. So yeah, one long bolt through the bottom, I think, and these bolts at the top ends. Windy. Come inside. It's starting to spit a bit out there. So alloy radiator, the second hand one I picked up. It's pretty good condition now. As far as I know, it's all good. So we need to take this shroud off, put the shroud on there because that includes the mount. Swap the pipes over, cap over, and then yeah, I might whack a little bit of paint on this if we can get it off. So yeah, let's get on and do that. I did the cowl, just trimmed a little bit up just where you know, the aluminium radiator and the TIG worlds were just a bit bigger than a normal one. It definitely feels a bit thicker anyway, so hopefully it'll still fit in okay. It should do. I did notice that, yeah, with two issues we've got to fix is it came, I think it's off a race car or whatever, so comes with a temperature sensor bung or temperature sensor. I did buy one for Lemmy. I don't really want to fit it, but I will do just for the hell of it, so I can always add an existing fan in there, and I'll just order up another one for Lemmy. And also the old bolts on the radiator were UNF. This new one's metric, but we've got some nice little stainless bolts, so we just need to trim them down while we're waiting for the paint to dry, and yeah, they'll be ready to go. Not sure if anyone noticed, but there's a jerry can there full of fuel. I shouldn't have been grinding really, but it's okay, it's diesel. Doesn't catch light, does it, diesel? Anyway, I didn't film it, well, obviously I cut these down, shorten them, ground the ends off. Job done. So let's see if we can put the shroud back on. If it's dryish, we'll go from there. Alright, the day's starting to go again. Starting to slip everyone. Yeah, shroud on. I went to get Lemmy's thing. It's a completely different diameter, smaller one. This is the old school type, big thread, M22, M24. I don't know if I've got anything that will fit. Some days it just works. I just find stuff laying around in my toolbox. I'm not quite sure if this is quite the right thread. Could be BSP, bit of a brass fitting, but that could be BSP as well. But what we do, put a bit of tape on it, wrong it in there, and we just see how it goes, don't we? Yeah, wind a load of tape on it. Okay, I'm going to give that 50-50 out of working, and that's mostly giving it high odds. But yeah, let's go see if it's raining and see if we can pop this radiator back in and see if it fits, because this alloy, it could all be different and slightly different, even though it should mount correctly because it mounts to the shroud. I think we're all right, we've got space. Radiator in, bit of antifreeze, and you find a bit of water, but let's see if it starts. Oh. Choke! Back to a mini. Okay, running sweet. Can't tell the temperature because there's no temperature gauge. That's a bit silly, isn't it, in the old minis, but that's how they were. Still got a slight miss, I think. I still feel head gasket can have to be done at some point. Definitely expect it to overheat at some point. Who knows what? But anyway, it's running. Okay, bit of success there. So I noticed the heater pipe's been disconnected at some point. Maybe there's a joiner that rusts and just got blocked off, so I'm going to try and join that back up if I can find a joiner, because I think that helps sometimes with the circulation when the thermostat's not open. I could be wrong. Also, there's I'll show you in a bit, there's a valve, old school valve, that changes the amount of water that goes to hot or cold goes to the heater, so maybe it's not so bad, but that does leak as well, and they always do a little bit. Yeah, and I'm going to try and find some clutch fluid and see if we can bleed the clutch by ourselves. Be good to see if we can get a clutch working again and actually get it movable, even though we've got a load of bolts and loose and stuff like that on the steering rack and the knuckle joints and things like that, but at least we get it moving. That's good. And yeah, I know this isn't what you want to see. You want to see Frank and others. I do know that. I want that as well, but I also want the Scamp moving. And things are afoot. I promised that last year, didn't happen. Promised this year, we'll see. But yeah, just stick with us and let's get on with the clutch. Stella, cheese and onion crisps, turkey sandwiches, leftover turkey. I was going to do the clutch, but I was getting hungry, so we get ourselves fueled up again and clutch time. Okay, windy again. Filled the brake fluid up, the clutch up. Gonna now attempt to try and bleed the clutch single-handedly. Luckily this car doesn't have doors, so it might help. I've undone the bleed screw a little bit so it's loose. I'm going to try and poke it with a stick and go from there. Well, the clutch did work after we've taken it apart. The clutch master doesn't work anymore. It's a bit of a bugger, that. Not bleeding at all. Might have to buy a new one. No. Okay, I'm calling it for the day. At least I got down here for a good 4 hours, which is good for me for the moment. It's just nice to get down here, just see what's going on. We've got a lot of things to sort out and do for the new year. Got some New Year's resolutions, so we'll see if we can stick to some of them. But again, thank you for the support all this year. I know I've been a bit erratic, and yeah, hello Lemmy. But yeah, if you want to help in any way, please hit the like button, subscribe. Just check if you've been unsubscribed. People seem to be doing that quite a lot, or YouTube seems to be doing it. And yeah, if you want to help me out in any way, check out the description, different ways to help me. Become a member, Patreon, Amazon link, whatever. Just leave a comment, let us know any ideas you've got, and yeah, we'll see you very soon for some news maybe. Stay safe everyone, and I hope you've had a good holiday.